Welcome here to more TALKFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. Of course, right here we are going to have some further reaction to that huge announcement earlier on Thursday evening from Barça, who say that Messi will not be continuing with the club next season due to the regulations in place in La Liga. The question, of course, is, can that situation change? How did we get here? And what will La Liga need to do to reverse this entire breakdown when it comes to Messi? All of that and a full explanation coming up. Let's get to it. Because first of all, guys, of course, we are very much still in shock by the news that on the face of it, Barca say that Messi will not be continuing next season. And I do have to stress as well, it's not just us fans right now who are feeling very emotional about what we're hearing, because Messi himself there, according to the media in Spain, apparently he is absolutely shocked by this news. He's been really rocked here by everything that's happened throughout the day, because actually, apparently, he was ready to start training on Friday. He thought that actually he'd be renewing on the Thursday and back with his teammates out there on the field in the Barcelona shirt once again, training on Friday. But now, of course, none of that will be happening, and he doesn't know if he will ever wear the shirt again, which seems crazy. What I would also like to draw your attention to is the interesting chain of events that have basically followed that announcement from Barcelona, because isn't it interesting and isn't it strange that no Barca player, not a single Barca player, have actually come onto social media and posted anything about Messi's exit. They haven't wished him good luck, they haven't said thank you for being a teammate, they haven't looked back on any memories of Messi. The only people that have actually spoken there about Messi leaving and Messi's exit and Messi's time at Barca is the official club accounts. No Barca players, up until now, are saying anything at all. And that is why, ultimately, what we could be looking at here is not necessarily Messi's confirmed exit from the club, but some serious pressure being applied to La Liga from Barcelona. And I just want to explain exactly why that would happen, why we're seeing potentially here this power play between the club and the league, because a lot has happened over the last 48 hours, and indeed the last few months, that have all led up to this moment. Because of course, it was recently announced there that La Liga had agreed a deal in principle with CVC capital partners, which would effectively there see them sign away 10% of their league, which in the short term would have seen there the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid receive very big funds this summer. Barca there 270 million, Real Madrid would receive around 260 million, and they would get that money this summer to help with the current financial crisis, which on the face of it, in the short term, we were looking at that money in our desperate situation, and it looked quite good. It looked quite promising. We could renew Messi, we could register our signings. We thought that in the short term, it would help us out. However, both Barca and Real Madrid have expressed a real anger and a frustration over the fact that La Liga here seem to have gone about this deal completely behind their back. The two biggest clubs in Spain here believe that whilst other clubs in La Liga, they were consulted. They were informed that this deal was going to happen, but Barca and Real were conveniently left out of those conversations, and there does appear to be a quite clear reasoning behind that call. Because over the past few hours, more details have emerged there into La Liga's deal with CVC and exactly what that could mean for all of La Liga's clubs in the long term. Because number one here, and the big part of this deal, is that La Liga there would sign away that 10% for a 50-year period. They would be handing their CVC 10% of La Liga effectively for 50 years. That is a long time there to sign away, with Barca and Real both feeling like that is too long a period, and especially for the return they'd be getting. Because due to that agreement there and the length of it, and what would effectively take place there is that Barca and Real and all the other clubs would receive 10% less in terms of TV revenue, which would mean that over that 50-year period, Barca themselves would lose over 800 million from the deal happening. So yes, in the short term, 270 million, it's helpful. It helps us out right now in a desperate situation. But when you break that deal down, when you see the length of that deal, La Liga here, they've got their maths all wrong. They seem to be trying to take advantage of the clubs who are in this damaging position by bringing a deal to their door, which makes no financial sense in the long term. And just to really tip things over the edge when it comes to Barça and Real, there was one more significant clause inserted into this potential deal, because any club who was agreeing there to the proposal, if they were signing that, they would sign an anti-Super League clause. That there was included in that deal with La Liga and CVC, which would prevent any club who agreed to it from participating in any Super League. And I think that when you look at those details, and in particular there, the fact that La Liga went to Barca and they effectively said, look, you sign this. If you actually agree to this deal that we're proposing for you, you can have some money in the short term, you can register Messi. They were almost waving Messi in front of our face, saying, go on, sign it, sign it, sign it, trying to pressure here Barca in a very, very difficult situation that we are in, thinking that ultimately we'd bite their hand off, that we would say here, you know what, we're going to sign anything just to keep Messi. But you know what? Barca didn't do that. Barca did not just bow to whatever demands La Liga have had. And what they've done here is they called La Liga's bluff. They said, you know what, we're not signing it. And if you're going to threaten us with registering Messi, well, Messi then will be leaving the club. And I think that is now where this power play really comes into force. Because Barca are saying ultimately, you were going to threaten us, you were trying to sort of dangle that deal in front of us, trying to force us into signing something that would not make good business sense in the long term. But now, we've ultimately taken away your hand. Messi will not continue here, which, let's not forget, although it's going to hurt Barca, although it hurts us fans emotionally, certainly, it will hurt La Liga, their brand, their league, their valuation, so much more. And that is ultimately why, guys, it is no coincidence whatsoever that on the very same day there, on Thursday afternoon, just a matter of hours apart from each other, both Barca and Real Madrid released a very, very similar statement there on that La Liga CVC deal. Both clubs, of course, would stand to lose the biggest amounts there in TV revenue over that 50-year period. And of course, crucially, it seems that both Barca and Real, Florentino and Laporta, they still have hopes deep down of reviving the Super League project. They don't want to sign that away. La Liga really wanted them to, but they refuse to lose that kind of control over the club's future. But of course, all of this talk here, all of this toing and froing between Barca, Real, La Liga, none of this makes it any better, though, that Messi could end up leaving, that Messi indeed may have to leave the club now, because thanks to La Liga's extremely strict wage guidelines, the fact they're not going to allow Barca any margin whatsoever, even if it is to register a very important player for their league, they simply will not do it. And the question would be, can things change? Can La Liga now sort of reverse the situation? Can they actually say, you know what, we hold our hands up, we are going to make a bit of a U-turn? Because the thing I would say is right now, Messi wants to stay. He wants to be a Barca player. It's not like here we're trying to convince somebody who doesn't want to be here, wants to go somewhere else. We can't afford him because he wants to leave and take our better offer somewhere else. It's not like that. Messi wants to be here. We've got that tied down. What we now need, though, is a bit of allowance, a bit of understanding and almost empathy in some ways for La Liga to understand what they would also stand to lose if Messi was to leave the club. Fabrizio Romano says that today in the meetings there was no tension whatsoever between Messi, between Laporta, between any of the parties there sitting down. Of course there was a bit of shock. Of course it wasn't something that they enjoyed doing there, effectively parting ways, but there was no tension. And Fabrizio Romano actually goes on to say that Lionel Messi really appreciated Joan Laporta's honesty right throughout the situation. And yes, of course, now we're going to hear that Paris Saint-Germain are coming in. They're going to try and open talks with Messi. I'm sure that Man City are going to be very close behind. Those are the two clubs, really, the only two clubs that can afford to sign Messi right now. But let's just wait and see. I think La Liga's next move, that is going to be really, really interesting to see what they do next. Because after what we've seen from Barca, the hand that they've made, the ball now is very much in the court of Javier Tebas. What will he do? And of course, tomorrow, we are going to be hearing on Friday morning from Joan Laporta himself, who will hold a press conference at 11 a.m, and that's going to be interesting. I'll be bringing you all of the quotes there from that conference, where Laporta hopefully will give us some answers, provide some clarity on this situation, and I would expect much more pressure to be applied there to La Liga and Javier Tebas. But let me know your thoughts, guys. This right here is a whirlwind of a situation. It's taken me several hours, I've got to be honest, to actually get my head around it all, to actually get over the feeling that Messi could leave. It is still staggering to actually believe that and to think, you know what, he might actually not play for this club again. But still, even now, even despite that official announcement, there is still a little bit of hope. And of course it is the hope that kills you, but we will keep clinging on as long as we can. Please let me know your thoughts and everything you are feeling. Is there any way back? Can you see La Liga making that U-turn? Or is this the end for Lionel Messi and Barcelona? Please let me know all of those thoughts down below. I'll be bringing you the latest updates as soon as they happen. But until next time, as always, guys, Visca El Barça!